All right, so you ready to dive into something kind of wild? We're talking Big E today,
Right,
but not the fun kind with fried food and giant pumpkins.
right. No deep fried Oreos this time.
This one's got a bit of a serious edge. Think fire, late at night, horses on the loose.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's a bit more intense than I was picturing. Fires at those kinds of events, man, it makes you think about all those people, all that activity. Like, what could go wrong?
Exactly. And we love digging into these kinds of stories, so. Big E. For those not familiar, think huge agricultural fair. We're talking livestock competitions, the whole shebang. But this year, bit of a different story made the news.
I'm guessing it's got something to do with this fire you mentioned, yeah.
Oh, you know it. Sea barn, late one night, goes up in flames. Luckily, it was after closing, so not a human in sight.
Okay, that's something at least. But still, fire in a barn. I'm guessing livestock was involved.
You'd be right, horses specifically. And here's where it gets really interesting. Two of them, Dante and Ilias, they managed to escape in the
Oh
chaos.
man, horses running loose in the dark near a fire. That's a recipe for disaster right there. Someone must have had a heart attack.
Oh, totally. The owner, Jamie, she actually posted about the whole thing on Facebook. 6 minutes to hook up the trailer, 40-minute drive with so much adrenaline. Can you imagine?
6 minutes. I mean, I can barely find my car keys in 6 minutes, let alone pick up a horse trailer with a fire raging nearby.
Talk about high pressure situations, right? And think about the horses in all of this, the instinct to just bolt when there's danger, flight or fight response in full effect.
It's primal, you know? You don't have time to think, you just react. And for horses, their instinct is usually to run.
Totally. But here's where it gets kind of interesting. Think old Western movie, horses running through the night. Except this time, you've got social media blasting out the alerts, people sharing updates left and right.
Oh, wow, yeah. It's like that old world problem, but the solution is pure 21st century. Did it work, though? Did they find the horses?
That's the good news, they did. All the horses were accounted for, even Dante and Ilias, those escape artists. Dante had a torn muscle, some cuts and scrapes. Poor guy, but considering incredibly lucky.
That's amazing. It makes you wonder what goes through an animal's mind during something like that. Pure instinct, survival mode kicking in, and yet they're still prey animals at heart.
Absolutely. Makes you think about our own reactions to danger too, right? But here's the thing about the Big E. Even with this fire, the show went on. The 4-H horse show. Still happening.
Wow, that's dedication. But I guess it makes sense, right? The Big E, at its core, it's about agriculture. And in that world, dealing with the unexpected, it's just part of life.
Totally. And the community, they rallied, support pouring in from everywhere. That's resilience right there. Not just bouncing back, but coming together even stronger.
Exactly. And sometimes those are the stories we need, you
Yeah.
know? The ones that remind us that even in the face of chaos and fear, there's still hope, still that human-animal bond shining through.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But this whole thing got me thinking. In a crisis, what instinct kicks in first? For us, for animals. Is it self-preservation or something more communal? Something to chew on, right?
Definitely gives you something to think about.